Hello, Capture Fail here, and I realise I cut off the last recording too soon. I should have showed you that I walked from the garage here into the bedroom and got some sleep to save. I'll try to always end a video at that point from now on. But I've had some sleep. Now, even though it doesn't say I'm thirsty, I always pump the water a bit so that I start off fully hydrated. Now, I've got some gourds from a nearby house in Concord and something else that I managed to grab from a container to start setting out the food in this place. Not so much for me, but for the Minutemen when I eventually get them here. Yes, one potato and a bunch of gourds. There might be just one more needed. Now, it's time to go on further. I can either go into the rest of Concord where the fight's going on between the Minutemen and the Raiders, or I can go to the right, over this way beyond the White Tower is the Abernathy farm, and there's a couple of other locations to scavenge with fairly generous junk and building materials in the factory. There's always some water and medicines here. Now, there are some bloat flies to the right. I'd like to avoid them. The ones in Sanctuary were easy to kill, but I think they were especially weak bloat flies. They're harder to bring down everywhere else. Or maybe it's a matter of range. That's close enough, stranger. We're a peaceful farm.
It's okay, I'm friendly.
If you say I'll skip through this conversation.
Won't argue, Blake.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How about you?
I'm sure I'll give it a try someday.
Well, maybe I'll see you at the word.
Right.
Why do all the...
Sounds like bad news to me.
You really? Last time now she's... That...
There's nothing worse than losing a child.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Sure.
If you could get it back.
Don't worry. I'll get that locket back for you.
Good. Connie feels like it's a part of Mary.
Right, retrieve Mary's locket, which I will not be doing right now or any time soon. Given that Akak is there with his or her minigun, that is a job that's well down the list. Now I'm heading for the shack first. Now I can see rad stags over near the pylon. I think they're pretty standard for them to be around there. Whoa! They're running like mad. What's going on? I think there's a fight between the rad stags and the bloat flies here. And it's going on behind the hut. I can't see. When you go close to rad stags, it says danger, even though there's a minority chance that they'll actually attack you. But it's annoying. You can't tell if there's any real danger. So I'll just ease myself in here. I've got a level to have, and that's Lone Wanderer, which is excellent for survival. Right, there's no one inside the shack, so I'll grab this for plus 5% resistance to melee attacks. Oh, danger, I hope that's just the radstags again, but I'm getting out of there. Plenty of crafting materials. Oh, bit of radiation. Plenty of crafting materials in this factory. But also feral ghouls. Nope. Even with surprise, it took 3 shots. Maybe I lost surprise at the last second. There are 3 ghouls here, but one of them you don't need to disturb. And it's the toughest one. So give him a miss. Down with the female ghoul, a lot easier than the other one. Right, start looting this place. First building done. A corpse and a got components which are useful for medicines of various kinds. Okay, back home, dump off all of the junk. 'Cause I've got a very strict weight limit, being strength 1. Again, I'll try and avoid the bloat flies. You can see one of them over there on the left. Head for the red rocket. I could save here in the bed that I made there, but it's only a little further to Sanctuary. The end of a video is not the only time I'll be saving. If I get the opportunity to, if I find a bed part way through, sure, I'll have an extra save, but its only use will be for if there's a crash or a bug. I find if you keep playing too long, you get a memory leak crash. Okay, store all junk. And can I make anything new? Healing. Another refreshing beverage. That's very good indeed. That's all. I'm not making things simply just because I can, because I don't want to use up the components. And it looks like there's nothing to cook. No, I didn't. Well, I didn't get to kill bloat flies because the radstags did it, and I didn't search for their bodies. I just wanted to get out of there. Okay, saving time, but I haven't been playing long enough to end the chapter now, so I'll have another expedition. And now it has to be Concord, I guess. Sneak up behind a bandit or two. Yeah, I'm gonna be the kind of guy who shoots people in the back most of the time. But at least I'm not Han Solo shooting them under the table in the you-know-where. Right, start sneaking, and there's pretty much always one this side of the sandbags. Yeah, there he is, on the left side of the street. Okay, that's a bit to add to my armour. One shot. 2 shots. There are not many buildings to go into and loot in Concord. Oh, missed that. Right. Across the road, there's a couple of things. Another gourd to plant. And a screw. Or 2. What's this fella have on him? Yeah, the leather left arm I can use. I prefer leather for its quiet, and in terms of protection it'll pay dividends when I'm fighting against synths, because it's energy damage resistance. Now in the hotel, definitely some bottles. Every now and then I've got to go through the junk in the cabinet because I've put bottles in there. They just get stored in there along with everything else when you say store or junk. And I forget to pump water into the bottles before I do that. Beer bottles. Right, this is a place for a couple of G-SIBs, that's 2. And there's 3. Right. Anybody in the rooms of the hotel? Nobody home there. Dummy's here for some strange reason. Right, that's a drug that I will sell, and so is Excel. Full bottle, I don't take those. Could sell them, I guess. But I've got to think about weight limit. I think drugs are lighter than bottles of beer. Right, hurry up and load the outside. As I said, I don't want to edit things like that out of the recording. I want every recording to be one continuous take. With a save and a bed at the end of each one. Doesn't seem to be anybody else, any more raiders left alive. There's a chest piece.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door. Grab that laser musket
38
and
bullets,
help us.
which I'll be selling because I never use pipe weaponry. It's just too weak. I sell shotgun ammo as well. I want my weapons to be reasonably effective at close and distant range. Find a lot of fusion cells. And I tend to use Righteous Authority a bit. That's the laser rifle that Paladin Dance gives you, but I convert it to a pistol if I'm doing a pistol run. Because I've done rifle runs and melee runs, although not on survival. Okay, having swept all that, I can go down to the last house on the right where there's a sleeping bag. If you're tired, you can't fix your sleep, but you can save the game. Bobby pins, and a couple more drugs. Caps and empty bowls. I won't carry that rifle, it's too heavy. Oh, leather right arm. I think I've almost got a full set now. And sleep for 1 hour, although if you're quick the hour doesn't actually go by, but it's saved.